Hey, what's up, guys? You're on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. Here on another show, we got our special guest and co-host, Irv, back at it again. He's back from his Florida trip. Will be catching us for the foreseeable future, unless he goes on another vacation. He should be on every show for the foreseeable future. We are powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. We are here on Recap Monday, which is season 6, episode number 16 on the Fire Sports Pod. Let's get right to it. All right, guys. Week 18 is a wrap. We're done with the NFL regular season. So what does that mean? We got to get to the NFL playoff bracket. So that will be our first segment. And our second segment will be going over the new NFL draft order. Everything has been put in place from the top teams to the 15th spot, around the 30th spot. We'll see what the playoff teams get, but most of the teams right now are the ones that are out of the playoffs are locked for what picks they're going to do. We'll go over the first 5 picks. Tennessee gets the number 1 pick, so we'll be going over that and what their decision-making should be. So let's get right to it, Irv, shall we? Let's start with NFL bracket. I'm going to present my screen to you all, and let's get rolling. All right, NFL bracket, here we go. All right, Irv, can you see it?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, guys, so we're going to start this show. We're off with a bang, and we're going to go over what are our picks for the first round matchups, our wild card matchups. We're going to start with the AFC, Irv. We got on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS. You have number 5 ranked in the playoff bracket, LA Chargers versus number 4 Houston in Houston. This game would then eventually lead to the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. I'm going to let you go first, Irv. What is your pick for this game? And also, we also got to look for the matchup against Kansas City, because I don't think a lot of teams are going to be able to beat Kansas City. I already know my pick, so let's go with your pick first. What's your pick here, Irv?
I mean, for me, I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I feel like for me, CJ Stroud has been having good games, bad games. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really think he's up for it. And then at the same time, you also have that devastating injury that happened to Tank as well. Really affects their offense
No
bad,
Diggs either.
and no Diggs either. So when you're missing your 2 core wide receivers, CJ Stroud's definitely gonna have to improvise a lot with who he has, and honestly, I don't really know if he can. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm just saying I don't know if he can fill in that spot and be, and take this team all the way to Kansas City, and then that will be another heavy challenge for him. But for now, I mean, this LA defense has been on and off, very inconsistent, but they've been good. Um, Herbert performing really well the last couple of games for the Chargers to advance. So I'm definitely going with the Chargers.
All right. I would have to agree with you on this one. Like you said, made some good points. Texans are not as good as a lot of people thought they were going to go in coming into this year. After last year's historic season as a rookie quarterback, Houston was playing out of their mind. They ran into the beast in the Ravens. We all knew that was going to happen. But at the same site, we all expected CJ Stroud to come in. He has that rookie second year jinx, basically.
Sophomore year jinx.
Sophomore year jinx. That's usually how it goes. If a rookie has a great first year, most of the time his second year is not that good and he looks regressed. I think Houston is just missing too many weapons. They have no Stephon Diggs. They haven't had him for the last 6 weeks. They don't have Tank Dell. And Nico Collins is their only valuable wide receiver, which I think he's the best wide receiver on their team. But the problem is they're gonna double team him. They're not gonna give him an effect, or they're just gonna say you're gonna have to throw the ball to Nico Collins, and nobody else is gonna beat them. But what I would say, what Jim Harbaugh is gonna do is they're gonna have everybody go out for Nico Collins, and they're gonna say CJ Stroud, throw it to anybody else but Nico Collins, and the only valuable option you have is Dalton Schultz at tight end, which he's a good tight end, one of the best when he was with the Cowboys. Hasn't been as productive as he was last year for Houston. And then Joe Mixon, who's just getting older and older. I think he's a great running back, but I don't think they're good enough to beat the Chargers. Their defense, yes, has been inconsistent as of late, but they have turned it around the last couple weeks, and they are playing really good defense, as well as Justin Herbert, and that offense is really opening up the field and open up that playbook. He looks amazing and ready for a deep playoff run. So I think the Chargers also have the best valuable option and the best team to face Kansas City at this point. I think they give them the best performance. I'm not going to go out on a limb here right now and say the Chargers are beating Kansas City. Not even close. We got to see how the Chargers play against Houston. We're not going to make our picks for the entire NFL season until we're going to do week by week. So we're going to do this week of the wild card, then we'll do the divisional round, then the championship, and then the Super Bowl. For right now, we're going to go with the LA Chargers to take down Houston to face Kansas City in the division round on January 18th and the 19th. Now, Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Amazon, you have the Pittsburgh Steelers at 6 taking on the number 3 Baltimore Ravens. I mean, this is a division rival game. You never know. You really never know who's going to win this game. But on all intents and purposes, I'm going to go with Baltimore. Don't think Pittsburgh. The way Pittsburgh just played the last 4 weeks has been god-awful. Their defense has been terrible. Their offense has been absolutely atrocious. Russell Wilson has not been throwing the ball absolutely well. George Pickens is a no-show and is a non-threat in the Steelers' offense right now. And if all that intents and purposes, Baltimore absolutely trampled they're against Cleveland. They have been playing lights out. Derrick Henry came back to King Henry, had 2 touchdowns, over 140 yards on the ground last night. Lamar Jackson had another 3-touchdown down game, over 215 passing yards. I think the Ravens have a close game against Pittsburgh because it's a division rival game, but I think it is I would say Ravens win 28-20. I got Ravens winning by 8 just because I think Russell Wilson scores late. They get a lot of field goals out of Boswell, but I think Baltimore controls the game most of the game. You have a late surge by Pittsburgh, but the Ravens pull it out at the end. What's your pick on this one?
When you look at both teams, you got to look at the last probably 4 or 5 games. And Pittsburgh, as you said, the last 4 weeks, they've been terrible. And for the Ravens, it's been the opposite. They actually been really good. They won 4 straight weeks. But they did go up against the Giants, Texans, and Browns. You know what I mean? And they did have that matchup with the Steelers, which they ultimately came up top. What do I think, though? Me personally, I don't know. I mean, are we really going to discredit how good the Steelers were playing for the first half of the season, though? Like, I get it. The last 4 games, the last 4 weeks, they've been terrible.
But you just don't want to go into the playoffs like that, man. And the way their offense looks,
which is correct. I understand what your point of view, but I don't think I'm gonna count them out, man. I think I might go with Pittsburgh here. I might go with Pittsburgh because at the same time, Baltimore's defense hasn't been that good this season either, as it's supposed to be. So I really think, and Russell Wilson, he's been in this position before. He is a Super Bowl champion. He's been in this situations before. I think he could overcome it. I think he could be that leader that could overcome and take this group. Now, I want Pittsburgh. I'm taking Pittsburgh, but I wouldn't be surprised if Lamar just steps it up, man. Lamar has always been overshadowed by Josh Allen, by Patrick Mahomes. And although he's been an MVP, a couple of MVPs,
twice, yep.
He still has he's never made it to that promised land. He always had to been stuck up either between these 2 quarterbacks. So I think this is a really like a revenge tour, I would say. So I want Pittsburgh. I'm taking Pittsburgh to win though, because I'm not going to discredit what they performed the first half of the season. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens pull up a win here.
Okay, so you're going Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'll go with Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going Baltimore. Again, also the reason why I'm picking the Baltimore Ravens is the fact of the matter is that yes, Pittsburgh has in the beginning of the season was playing great. Ravens were a little inconsistent. We were very surprised on how Justin Fields was able to take this team. It just feels like they've regressed, and there are always learning points in losses, but then it gets to the point where Like, all right, now, like we've lost four straight. We haven't been able to score over 20 points in any of those games. Um, it's now you gotta like kind of up the tally. And I just that was the game against Cincinnati. Their defense is absolutely garbage, and
Mm.
they were only able to score 13. Yes, Pittsburgh's defense was able to hold Joe Burrow and them to 19 or 17. Steelers scored. Joe Burrow's only hold them to 19 points, which is great. But again, their defense can do so much. You need an offense, and right now their offense is not, is not looking so hot. So I would say that that's really reasons why Baltimore. And on top of that, Baltimore has failed in the playoffs year after year after year after year, either bounce in the first or the second round. They have not made it to the AFC Championship game, or they did last year and they lost to Kansas City. And the only reason why they did last year, they had an easy way to get to there, and then they lost because they just shrank in the big moment in Baltimore. So I don't think the Ravens are going out like this. I think they actually make it probably to the AFC Championship game, but it depends on how that team down in Buffalo does. Because that team in Buffalo is scary. The problem is that I would still take Baltimore's defense over Buffalo. Buffalo cannot play any defense.
Yeah, no, the
Their
defense is
defense is garbage. And the fact of the matter is, if you have Lamar versus Buffalo, Lamar might go for fucking 600 yards combined, dude. He might have the best single season, a single playoff yards per yards in rushing and receiving combined because of just how bad they looked. Like Jared Goff is great. He's an all-time pro right now in the NFL. But dude, they made him look like fucking Peyton Manning in that game, Detroit against Buffalo. And they lost that game. So I don't like their defense, but let's go to Denver against Buffalo. This is at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday on CBS. I'm rocking with Buffalo. I think Denver has a shot within hell. Let's put it this way. I'm not going to be surprised if Denver could pull the upset because of Buffalo's defense. If Buffalo's defense was what they were last year and they had the same offense that they have this year, I would say Buffalo by a landslide, but that's not going to happen. I think Bo Nix is going to put Denver in a situation to win the game, but then Josh Allen is going to come into super mode, and he's going to bring them right down the field that they're going to win either by a field goal or a late touchdown. I think this is a closer game than people think it is, but I got Buffalo advancing to the next round. The only reason why Buffalo is going to have a problem is because their defense is going to let them down, and it's going to be up to Josh Allen. It's in Buffalo again. If Josh Allen loses to Denver, there's going to be a lot of discussion on this guy is not clutch in the biggest moments because he can't beat the teams that he's supposed to beat. In the AFC Championship game, he clutched down all the way down, and then their defense, Kansas City, brought them all the way back. If Josh Allen has a bad game, then a lot of people are going to be looking at question marks about him and can he win those games. He's proven he could, but the last couple years, he's kind of let them down with some mistakes late in those games in the playoffs. Now the defense has got to play well, and he's got to stay the way he's been playing because he's been playing out of his mind. But let's hope that they don't mess up. But I'm saying don't be surprised if Denver could beat them or have a position to beat them. But I'm taking Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, Denver is a very scary team. I mean, they ultimately balled out yesterday for them to clinch their spot into the playoffs and ultimately kicking out the fairy tale story of the Bengals. You know, Bo Nixon just absolutely balled out. He did really well against, the third string Kansas City Chiefs. Um, but yeah, I mean, in terms of because really realistically, it's offense versus offense. Because I'm sorry, but Broncos defense is not that good either. Like they're just
Actually, if you look it up, they've been over the season. They've been one of the top defenses in the NFL.
really
Yeah, their defense is top. They're not
wow.
a fluke. I can tell you now. You can keep talking. I got you with the stuff.
I bet. Yeah. I mean, I was just saying because I mean, if they were that good, then is what Denver's offensive production? Is that why they haven't been
Yeah,
winning
their
games
offensive
as this.
production over the last 4 games, they've been really upping it on offense, but
Mhm.
their defense has been carrying them the entire year.
Oh wow. All right. Well then, my fault for saying that. I
No,
didn't
you're
mean
good,
to.
dude.
Yeah, but I mean, I really always thought that it was because of their defense, and that's why they're in the position that they're at. But I mean, if you're saying that, if you could
Yeah,
pull it
the
up real quick.
Broncos are technically right now. Hold on, actually, maybe hold up. Their rating. They're 93.4. No, my bad. Hold on. They're 86.2.
86.2.
Yeah, out of 100. So that's pretty good. They have 63 sacks on the year as a defense.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm trying to get a better thing, but you can keep talking. I'm gonna figure this out.
So then, I mean, with that being said, though, do you think that defense is enough to stop
No, no,
Josh
no,
Allen?
no, no, no. I don't think any defense is enough to stop Josh Allen.
I mean, because realistically, Josh Allen has been carrying the Buffalo Bills to a playoff spot here for the number 2 seed. And I mean, it could be a defensive versus offensive game because Buffalo's defense is bad. And you're saying that, according to the statistics, that Broncos defense is up there.
Yeah, they're at the top. They're in the top 8 of the best defenses in the NFL. It goes Eagles, Titans. What the hell? Wow.
Yeah, you said Titans. I kind of
No, no, I'm on Fox Sports. It says Eagles, Titans, Jet. Nah, this is definitely not this.
that's definitely not. That's definitely not it.
It
They
says
got
January 6th, NFL defensive rankings, team and pass rush stats. Oh, team and pass rush stats. That's why it's not overall. Passing defense. That just doesn't make any sense.
also they don't have it in order. They just have
No,
it
they
like
have it just there. At the end of the season, they'll have it in order. But yeah, Broncos are in the top 10 on the top defenses in the NFL.
well, but I mean, I think still, me personally, I don't think they're enough to stop
Mm-mm.
Josh Allen. But like you said, I mean, Bo Nix, and then they got Sutton. Like those are very two good guys that they developed a good chemistry for each other throughout the season as they were trying to work their way up. Had a rough start in the beginning of the season, and now towards the mid season, and then the end of the season, they've been um connecting more on touchdowns. He's been throwing the ball more, and I don't know. I mean, like you said, don't be surprised if they could do something because Buffalo's defense is really that bad. But I can't bet against Buffalo though. I mean, Josh Allen is most likely going to be the MVP of this league, and he's gonna
Oh,
he's gonna
no,
he's,
they
he's
should
gonna
they
catch
should
up.
open it to a code triple MVP because Joe Burrow has better stats than all 2 of them.
I know. Oh my gosh,
And
bro.
you can make a case for Saquon as well.
It's just there's no way that there could just be one trophy for one dude, and that dude is not even the best in the stats. It's just because his team is higher than the person who has the best stats in the
I mean,
in the
don't get me
whole.
wrong. Josh Allen has an amazing stat line.
No, I'm not saying that he
Stat line.
doesn't have a bad stats. I'm not
No,
saying
no,
that.
no.
But
I
I'm
know
saying
that.
compared to Joe Burrow,
It's no,
who's
and
having
doesn't have an
MVP
offensive
numbers.
line. Their offensive line sucks. He has no running game. He has wide receivers. So let's see. He's got
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
best wide receivers.
Before you
They got
continue,
T. Higgins. They got Jamar Chase. But besides that, their defense sucks. They got
yeah,
one guy on their defense, and
Henderson, right?
Henderson,
Hendrickson.
Hendrickson, and he is their best guy, and that's it. That's their defense.
He leads the NFL in sacks.
Yeah, exactly. That's their defense.
That's
That's
crazy.
their
It's
defense.
just a blitz and that's it.
There's no
It's just a
secondary.
blitz and that's it.
There's no secondary. So, granted, off the wide receivers, he's great. He has no offensive line. His running backs suck. He has no defense. He has 2 good wide receivers and a good tight end. That's all he's got. And he's putting up these numbers with less than 8 picks.
Hmm.
I don't know how, bro, you don't put that in there. Dude, he's got crazy. It's just nuts. And then on top of that, Jamar Chase wins the Triple Crown. because we already know he's going to win it because there's nobody else that's leading the with
Yeah, that
receiving
is true.
touchdowns,
Jamar
yards, and
Chase,
receptions.
it's well deserved though. Jamar Chase,
Oh, he's a
well
beast. He's a
deserved.
monster.
Well
But the
deserved.
Bengals, they want to do something. They better freaking keep T. Higgins, bro. They better try to keep that boy in Cincinnati because that guy's a beast. All right, now let's gonna move to the NFC. So recap, we both got the Chargers versus Kansas City. I got the Ravens. He's got the Steelers. We both got Buffalo, but we both think don't sleep on Denver. Denver could.
Yeah, I mean they've been on the tear recently.
So that's for the AFC. NFC side, we got an 8 p.m. Eastern time on Monday Night Football, ABC. Number 5 Minnesota against the LA Rams.
Woo!
Number 5 Minnesota just came off a loss to Detroit where they looked
What a game.
pretty sloppy. It was 31-9. I don't know, man. Do we rematch the divisional round last year with the Rams versus Detroit? I don't know, man. But I think a lot of people are going to jump off the ship against Minnesota. And I think Minnesota is going to come into LA. They don't have to worry about the cold. They're in a dome. They don't got to worry about nothing. It's in LA. It's 5:00 on a Monday. I think it's a rematch, and I think Minnesota plays Detroit in the divisional round to go to the NFC Championship. I mean, Detroit's coach, our man, decides to say to the Minnesota's coach, "Hey, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks." So that just shows this man's got confidence that they're playing Minnesota. But you cannot count out Matthew Stafford. The man has been in these moments year in and year out. He is a bona fide Hall of Famer. He is going to be there, and he's going to be ready to play. And it's in L.A. I'm telling you, he's got a day rest, too. They didn't even play him in Week 18. Yeah. He's going to come to play. The problem is will L.A.'s defense come to play? And also for Minnesota, will their offense come to play? Because Minnesota's defense was playing the best they could against that high-powered defense. Their offense could not. They had 5 opportunities. They had 14 plays, Irv, inside the 10-yard line last night. And they didn't score once, a touchdown.
Yeah, the score was pretty bad.
That was crazy, right? So I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm saying LA has a shot. Here, they have a better shot. No. Hold on. Don't get jumpy. I'm taking Minnesota.
Okay.
No. I'm taking Minnesota. But I'm saying I think LA has a better shot to win against Minnesota than Pittsburgh has against the Ravens, than Denver has against Buffalo. That's how I think because of Matthew Stafford. Anybody else who's playing quarterback, I wouldn't say nothing. Matthew Stafford's got that team rolling, and I think he will be able. And not to mention, Minnesota's defense has got to cover Puka Nacua, Cooper Rush, Kyron Williams out of the backfield. They got a squad in LA. So would not be surprised if they are able to put some pressure on Minnesota. But I'm taking Minnesota with the close win against LA to advance the divisional round against Detroit. What do you got?
I think I'm going with Minnesota, man. I mean, they played really sloppy. I mean, I feel like I think they were just overwhelmed by Detroit.
Wait. So you're saying LA's going to win?
I said I got Minnesota.
Yeah, but you're saying they played sloppy, so that's why
they played sloppy against Detroit.
Oh, that's why I thought you said, since they played sloppy, you think LA could win.
No, I just think that they just played sloppy against Detroit, but Sam Darnold's still a baller. Justin Jefferson, baller. Like, and who is it? James Cook too as their running back?
No, that's Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones as their running back?
Yep.
Oh my gosh! Like,
and then you got Addison as the wide receiver, T.J. Hawkinson as the tight end.
All I'm saying is that I would not count Minnesota. Yeah, I know Matthew Stafford, Mr. Clutch Boy over here. We get it, Wonder Boy. He's the man. But I'm taking Minnesota because I don't know. I feel like Sam Darnold and his offense will overrun LA's offense.
Okay, so it was just a fluke that they lost to Detroit.
Yeah, I think it was a fluke for sure.
Okay, so we got Minnesota advancing in a close game against LA versus Detroit in the next round. Now we got Washington versus Tampa Bay. I don't care what anybody says. Tampa is winning this game. I'm not saying one word. One, you're playing against Washington, and that team's division rival, fuck Washington. Tampa Bay's going to win. I think also they're the better team overall. They have the better quarterback right now. Wouldn't say Jaden Daniels is not far from Baker Mayfield. The reason why is that he's just a rookie. So it's his first year. I'm never going to say Jaden Daniels is better than Baker Mayfield. I just like the way Baker Mayfield plays. I wish he wasn't as loose with the football, but that just makes Baker who he is. You got Mike Evans on that team, Hall of Famer, just got again 1,000 yards, tied Jerry Rice for the most consecutive 1,000-yard seasons ever in the history of the NFL. Next year he could break it, which he's probably will. This is on NBC at 8 o'clock on Sunday. I'm taking Tampa Bay to take down Washington. I think Tampa Bay's offense overwhelms Washington's defense, but Washington's defense is pretty good. It's going to be a closer game than must. It's not going to be what it was last year, which was Philly against Tampa Bay, where Tampa Bay absolutely obliterated Washington. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be a closer game, but I think Tampa Bay pulls away. I think they win by 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I mean, that's my team right there. Can't go against them. Big Bucks fan over here. I mean, bro, in terms of offensive powers, bro, I mean, Mike Evans, Bucky Irving in the backfield. Our tight end is actually pretty good too. He's pretty solid as well.
Is
Baker
that Hooper?
Mayfield.
Is that Hooper?
Um, I think that's his name. I don't want to confuse him and Auden.
Oh, okay.
But they're both still pretty solid though. They're both pretty
Yeah,
solid
no
tight ends.
doubt.
And then go back to our defense, bro. We have Levante David, we have Winfield. Our cornerbacks are spot on too. Like they're pretty good. Although our defense isn't as consistent as it's supposed to be because we
They
have
weren't as good as they were last year.
yeah, but we still have. I mean, and we have Vita Vea.
That dude's a monster,
And
bro.
then we have Diaby. I don't want to say his name wrong. We have Diaby as well. We picked him up last year in the draft, I think, or so, number 0. Um, he's good as well. I think Tampa Bay, we have the perfect offense and defense. We're perfectly balanced. Now, in order for us to win these games, we have to stay balanced because if the offense starts scoring, the defense starts doing bad, and then that's how the other team wins. If the defense starts doing good, the offense is doing bad, the other team overwhelms the defense and they win. So the way that Tampa Bay can win this game, or obviously any team will win this game, but for Tampa Bay, you know what I mean? They have equally as much talent on both sides of the ball. So if they both play good on each side of the ball, they'll win for sure.
Okay, I got you. All right, so we both picked Tampa. We both picked Minnesota. Now Green Bay against Philly. Sunday at 4:30 on Fox in Philadelphia. I gotta see what happens with Jalen Hurts, man. I don't know if he's gonna. I would assume he's gonna play, but he's still in this concussion protocol, and it's Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday, so it's gonna be tough. Will I say go out on a limb here and say Green Bay is gonna beat them? Nah, because Christian Watson is believed to have a season-ending ACL tear in his knee, and a lot of people were under the assumption, why would the Green Bay Packers, would they have nothing to play for? Why would they play Jordan Love and Christian Watson, two of their best players, and both of them got hurt? Jordan Love was able to go. He just had lost some motion and some feeling in his throwing hand. But other than that, they're ready to go. One of them's ready to go. With Christian Watson being hurt, I think Philadelphia's got the win. They just got too many players. Even if Jalen Hurts doesn't play, I might change it to say Green Bay because Jordan Love's the starter. But dude, they got Saquon. Kenny Pickett doesn't have to do much. He just doesn't have to turn the ball over if Jalen Hurts doesn't play. You got Saquon, you got AJ Brown, you got Devontae Smith. I mean, you got a list of monsters. Their defense is not that great, Philly, but they've been playing fantastic on this winning streak that they've had. They've lost since the first 2, 3, 4 games. They've lost like one game since that, or to one game. Lost one game since that. So Philly's the better team. I'm going to take Philadelphia. I'm not even going to try to finagle my way to say Green Bay. Also, I hate Green Bay. I hate Philly. So the next round, I'm taking Tampa Bay to beat both of them. So it don't fucking matter. I don't like any of them. And I think, to be honest, it would be nice to see a Detroit versus Tampa Bay rematch of last year's divisional game, which is pretty cool. Or no, not divisional game, a wild card round. where Tampa Bay just lost against Detroit. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Philly to advance to play Tampa Bay in the next round. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Philly here. I mean, you got Saquon alone is just he's an incredible player. I think the best running back in the game at this point. Like you mentioned, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown. I mean, as long as the QB does not turn over the ball, I really think Philly could just take over this game. And their defense is not that bad either. But even with Jordan Love, if he recovers and he is a starter, I highly doubt Green Bay is going to win because, I mean, even have a chance to win because of their injury to their star wide receiver. So I'm taking Philly.
All right. So we got to recap. We have the Chargers versus Kansas City. I have the Ravens versus Buffalo. He has the Pittsburgh Steelers versus Buffalo. We both picked Buffalo. We took Minnesota to take on Detroit in the next round. We took both Tampa Bay and we both took Philly. So that will leave us Minnesota versus Detroit, Philly versus Tampa Bay, Buffalo versus Baltimore / Pittsburgh, Kansas City versus the Chargers in the next round. Again, guys, we're going to be going round through round right now, but those are our picks, and we'll see how we do. Now we are going to turn over to our second and final segment on today's show. We're just going to be going over the mock draft from the NFL and from CBS and see if we agree what CBS is saying these teams are going to pick. Right now, I can tell you off the bat, I don't think Tennessee is taking Cam Ward. This is round one. We're going to just go over the first 10 picks. And we'll see where teams ended up. So first up are Cam Ward to Tennessee. We don't have to spend a lot on each of these, just like a minute or so, just explaining what we think. But I don't think they're taking Cam Ward. I thought they were going to go with a. Actually, my bad. Hold on. Hold up. Who is the other quarterback? Dylan Gabriel from Oregon.
Right.
It really doesn't matter because I just think that if the Giants have to pick Travis Hunter, it's not a bad thing, right? It's not. But I think Travis Hunter is the best player in the game, in college football. Why would Tennessee squander that opportunity? If they weren't able to pick up a quarterback? Why would they not just get the best player in the game in Travis Hunter? They need a wide receiver and they need a cornerback, right? Or if you want to play it like that, right, where New England won, so they're fourth, I would say then you would have New England pick Travis Hunter if he's going to drop that low, right?
I just don't know why Travis Hunter is so low, but
Because New England is supposed to go to bring him. But I don't know why the Giants are going to pick him. They don't need a wide receiver. They need a quarterback.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you're saying for Tennessee that they should pick up Travis Hunter.
No, I'm saying Tennessee's got to pick a quarterback, but they're not going to take. I don't think they should take Cam Ward.
So who would be the best option for Tennessee?
I would say they would take Dylan Gabriel out of Oregon. He's 6 years in the college football. He's got experience. I would say they need him there. They take Dylan Gabriel there. Wait, let's see. Does Tennessee have another pick in the first round? Nope, they don't have another pick in the first round. Okay, so no one has said Dylan Gabriel, so that just means Dylan Gabriel is not going to be coming off the board anytime soon. So if that's the case, they can make a splash. I just think Shedeur Sanders should go to the Giants. I think that best fits with him. I think Travis Hunter should go to the Patriots at 4. I think Cam Ward should go to the Browns at 2. And I would say Tennessee would pick up either a quarterback in Dylan Gabriel, or they'll pick up a wide receiver, which they need, which is that guy from this guy.
McMillan,
Terrario McMillan, which is the best wide receiver other than Travis Hunter in the draft.
Listen. You have to understand though. like we get it. Yeah, Dylan Gabriel's a 6-year veteran, but you also have to look at the numbers that he's putting up against the likes of Cam Ward. Like obviously Shador, he's
Yeah,
probably going to most likely be in the Giants
but
because he's
Cam Ward is playing in a shitty conference. Dylan Gabriel had to play against Ohio State, Penn State, those big time schools. Cam Ward hasn't been able to have to play against those teams. And he hasn't shown up in big and when games that were all right. He played and yeah, he's got 43 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 4,000 up the arm, 204 yards. He's playing in Miami. He's playing in the ACC or whatever the frick it's called. He's not playing in a good conference. So I don't think that this Shador Sanders at least played some things, and on top of that, I've seen him play, and I think he's much better than Cam Ward, arguably. But I don't think Shador Sanders is going to go to Cleveland. I think he should go to the Giants. I just think this mock draft is stupid. I don't like this mock draft. I think this is retarded. I think they got to change a lot of things here. I'd be
I
very
mean
surprised if the Patriots pick up an offensive tackle. They can get that later in the draft. They need a wide receiver. They don't have one. For
I
Drake
mean if yeah, I mean so most likely
would go to
McMillan will most likely move to maybe that Patriot spot if Travis Hunter does get picked up early in the top 3
yeah,
spot.
exactly. I would say that, or I would maybe say you could put Cam Ward there,
I mean,
keep him in.
Cam Ward's potential though, like I know he played
No,
in a
I'm
bad
saying you keep
conference,
Cam
but
Ward in Tennessee, right? You
yeah.
take Shador Sanders and put him to the Giants, and you give the Browns McMillan, or you
No,
can have
no,
Travis.
because if the Brown then bro, then Travis Hunter most likely might just go to the Browns.
That's what I'm saying. Then I was gonna say, if anything, that you could probably just put the Browns to take Travis Hunter, the Giants take
Yeah.
Shador, Cam Ward goes to Tennessee, and then the Patriots either pick up an offensive tackle in Kelvin Banks Jr. or they'll pick up McMillan, the wide
No,
receiver
I highly doubt they're getting an offensive tackle. I mean, it's because he's the best offensive tackle in
in the
in the
game.
country,
Yeah,
so that's why they have him projected so high over all these people. But and then that's why they have Cam Ward going number one because he's the best quarterback in college football, and then
yeah,
Shador, I believe he's number two, right? They
yeah,
said Shador was yeah, look, Shador number two in quarterbacks. So that's why they have it like that. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised because right now
Will Levis suck.
Will Levis
He suck.
terrible relationship with his coach,
Yep.
and he's terrible. So I think they need a restart. Cam Ward could be that option, and like you said, I mean, I know you might not like that decision because ACC trash conference. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But would they really pick up Shador over Cam Ward? Do you really think Shador played better than Cam Ward?
No. I don't think Shador is gonna go there. Why? Because I
Because he's already solidified in like the Giants type of
yeah,
thing.
and also I don't I you can say whatever you want to say. Deion Sanders is not letting his player go to Tennessee. His kid go to Tennessee. He's not. He's gonna pull something, whatever the case. He's not going to Tennessee, and he's not going to Cleveland because that is not. Those are two options that he's just gonna play absolutely ass, and they're just gonna kill him. The Giants, at least, it's got that persona. It's got the media. It's got the bling. You're by New York City. All this crap. That's why I think he's going to
Yeah.
go to the Giants. Do I think he will play well in the Giants? No, because their offensive line still sucks. They have no running game, but they have Malik Neighbors, which is a good wide receiver. So we'll see how well it goes. But I just think I don't understand. And then to jump all the way down to one of the top other best players is in Ashton Genty. They have him going 19th to Houston.
Which I don't understand
I
why
don't
they
understand how he's dropping to 19th, and the Cowboys are picking up Jahad Campbell. He's great from Alabama, linebacker, second in his position rank. But I'm sorry, we need a damn running back, bro. We need a freaking running back, and we also need a linebacker. So I don't know, but if we have a shot and Ashton Genty is still on the board, Irv, and the Cowboys do not go and pick Ashton Genty, I think we're just stupid. But knowing us, we probably would make that decision.
I mean, I mean, at the same time, like we discussed before in our last podcast, and this was back when I was in Florida,
Yeah.
Ashton Genty. I mean, most teams in the NFL they have their number one running back. They have their running back. You know what I mean? So, like, I think you're right. Maybe Dallas does pick up Ashton Genty, but
I mean,
I
Rico
just
Dowell is good, right? Don't get me wrong, but just imagine him, 1,000-yard season just to pass with Ashton Genty.
yeah, no,
You
and
got the game plan
I
for
totally
two.
agree with that. And then you have CeeDee Lamb there too.
Brandon Cooks. You got Turpin, who's the best kick returner in the NFL. He's a monster. Dak coming back from his injury, he's going to need all the help he can get to get back to normal. So why
Yeah,
not get a two-back offense? Ashton Genty and Rico Dowell. Those are monsters right there, bro. You
yeah,
wouldn't have,
because then
and then
when
you
we're
could set up the play action that we've been missing for the last year. This whole year, we weren't able to do any play action until the last couple seasons. Last couple games. I wish Dak wasn't hurt so he can experience being able to do the play action with Rico. I don't
yeah,
understand why we were trying to use Zeke or trying to use Vaughn or we trying to use Lipke and we were trying to use and sign Dalvin Cook for nothing. Like that man didn't even play a damn snap. And then we let him go or we just didn't play him because he's not that guy anymore. So
yeah.
I think we're just dumb. I think we do need a linebacker, but we can get that in the second round, dude. We don't have to get that now in the first
But
round.
not the number one best
Oh, and
linebacker.
he's second ranked. He's the second ranked linebacker. So who's the
Well,
first? I'd rather get the first ranked linebacker if we're going to get the
I
linebacker.
think he was above. I think he was in the top 10, I think.
I still have it up. First ranked linebacker.
I believe he was in the
Nah,
top 10.
nah, he's not in the top 10. There's no
So
linebacker.
they have
They
the
have the
second.
second ranked person getting picked before the first.
Yeah, that
That's
makes
just
total sense.
that makes fantastic sense, right? It's
Probably
just
it probably just depends on the school or
yeah, I
something.
guess so. I don't
But they
fuck.
have it's the same with Cam Moore. Terrible
Yeah,
conference, but he's the best quarterback in the country.
that's ridiculous. All right, but that's pretty much it, guys, here for the show here on the Fire Sports Pod. This is Recap Monday, Season 6, Episode number 16. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. This is our co-host, Irv. We are here, and we are done. We are powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. We will see you guys on Wednesday for Season 6, Episode number 17 on the Fire Sports Pod. Peace out, guys, and enjoy tonight's sports. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.